Morning, guys. So, I guess you could call this a mail call. I love it when people send you unexpected gifts and you know nothing about it. It's awesome. So, Julian, thank you very much. And yes, I actually will use the crap out of this. The little thing that I have is not very good, so I mean, it grabs a hold of stuff and it works fine, but it's not going to be as good as this thing here, so maybe I can get some better shots and stuff. So I appreciate the tripod. Like I said, very unexpected. It just came in the mail, so that's awesome. I love gifts. So thank you, sir. I appreciate it, and I'll put this to use today. So when I get out in the shop, I'll bring you back. See ya. Alright guys, out in the shop. Sundance, you had a question. You said you didn't know what my shop set up and my paint booth set up. So I'm at the front door here. This is my shop setup, and while it's very nice, it's not a paint booth. There's no paint booth. You can see back in the corner there, that's my paint booth, if you will. There's no intake filters. There's just the exhaust. I try to keep most of my overspray back to that corner as much as possible. So yes, we're talking very dirty conditions. There's no doubt that that's the reason I got so much trash in there, other than the fact that, like I said, when I did my door, I douched the floor down real good, got it, made it wet, and I tacked off the parts first. I forgot to tack those off, which was a big freaking stupid thing because I blew the whole shop out. Well, plus that, and using the rags are gonna drop lint, and so just a bonehead, got in a hurry. But again, it's not a big deal at all. But yeah, this is, as you can see, this is my booth area, and it's just open to the rest of the shop. And I do body work in here, sand, everything's in here. So I open these doors, front and back. That faces north to south, so I always have a good breeze where I can just take me a line and just blow it all out, blow everything out. I've talked about this in previous videos. If I ever do decide to paint, I will wall my shop off. As you can see here, my shop is split. It's 40 foot long and 30 foot wide. And you can see the wall here, that's exactly 20 foot. It cuts in half. So literally I could take and have a plastic wall drop right there and use the back 20 foot by 30 foot or ish as basically a paint booth. And I would put paint filters in, up through here. And then I have my heater up here, which will blow warm air if it's cold out, and it'll actually suck warm air hopefully into the room. It's kind of my plan. And then having over there, I'll probably have some fans under that door sealed up to where I've got some more exhaust, because when you spray clear, it gets pretty foggy pretty quick. So I'll need way more than just that little thing in the wall right there. But yeah, that's my plan. But just for priming and stuff, I'm not going through all that. I mean, it's just primer. I'm just priming it up. I try to keep it clean, but kind of is what it is on the primer. It's shop. We used to prime in the body shop part of it. We didn't take the parts into the paint booth to prime them or anything like that. You're blocking all that down smooth. Now when you get closer to the paint, obviously you want it as clean as possible. Or I should say, on the whole process, you want it as clean as possible, but sometimes you don't have the means to get it that way, which I don't really at this point. I'm not really set up to paint. I've had so many people wanting me to paint their car for them or do this, that, and the other for them, and I can't. I don't have a paint booth. I'm just in an old dirty shop. Hell, I changed the oil and stuff in the cars here, try to keep it as clean as possible. You see I've got this big lift and everything. So this is it's not set up to be a paint area. It's kind of a one shop fits all. I kind of do everything out here, all my fabrication work, everything. So if I could afford a paint booth or even thought I would ever use one, hell, I probably won't paint one car a year, maybe. You know, hell, it's taken me a year just to get to this point, and it doesn't even look like I've done anything to it yet. So I did set this up to where I have the lights on the walls and stuff. Kind of makes it look like a booth, but it's not. I did that so I could see better, and then when I paint, of course, I'd have these here. But you're right, as far as being close to this, to my exhaust, yeah, it's probably sucking whatever through there. And that's what I said, when I spray this floor down and wet it down, it actually, I think, kept the dust down. And last part I had, if you remember, my door was way up here, so I was never getting close to the floor. Well, here I'm coming down and I'm literally that close to the floor. And so as I'm spraying down, it may be kicking that stuff up, but literally it's just super, you can't even really, now that it's all dried up, cured up, you can't hardly tell they're even in there. They're just little tiny nibs, basically. And I never understood why they call them nibs. Maybe someone can help me out with that. They call them dirt nibs. What's a nib? I mean, it's little specks of dirt. I know it's a nib. They call it a nib, but why? I mean, does NIB stand for something? Anyway. So yeah, I'll rub that out with a little bit of 180, just real, I'll put it on a soft pad and just lightly scuff that stuff out of there. I don't want to get crazy because I don't want to break through that primer. But then I'll do my filler work over that and it should be good to go. Anyway, yeah, those turned out all right. I know sometimes it's hard to tell in these lights the way it hits and everything, but I think it turned out pretty good. So I'm not sure what I got going today between all this stuff, but I'll figure it out in the next 5 minutes or so, and I'll bring you back when I start actually doing some work. All right, Julian, again, thanks. I can set this thing down just like that, and fantastic. So appreciate it. Hopefully my videos will get a little more stable now. So, all right, guys, I'll bring you back. See you.
All I'm doing with that heat gun is letting that, helping that flash a little faster, so this paint is not sitting in my gun for so long. Sam, you were having issues with that. Last time I did this, it worked fine. I just, you know, kind of lightly go over it. I don't hold it too close, just lightly go over it a little bit with the heat gun, and it flashes right before your eyes. So literally, it's flashed right now. I could probably spray another coat, but I'm gonna go ahead and wait for a couple more minutes. Then I'll spray my second coat. Literally, I want to try to get this done in you know, in about 15 minutes. That way I can get that cleaned out of my gun so it doesn't start setting up. All right, I'll bring you back when I start putting that second coat on. See ya. Alright guys, I got my gun cleaned up. That literally total took me 25 minutes, put 3 coats on it, and cleaned my gun completely. Tore it apart, cleaned it, the whole deal. And that's 3. It's actually 2 good coats and then 1 I started running out right here. So it is what it is. But that's going to be blocked down again and another 2 or 3 coats put on it probably. So no big deal. I'll let that sit and start curing for a while. Was the heat gun a good idea? You tell me. Does it cure too fast? I don't know, you tell me. Did it work? Yeah, it looks like it worked. So, you know, chime in and say, hey, you shouldn't do that or whatever, because, you know, maybe it makes the solvents escape too fast and that's bad. I don't know. I'm not a professional painter, so. But it did make it flash. It got me to where I needed to be, got it out of the gun faster. Yeah, that's it. Said it got a little stripey a little bit, but that's only because I ran out of primer right there at the end. But what else? Yeah, you're probably thinking, man, he didn't get shit done today. You're right. Actually, I got a lot done today, but it wasn't the shit I wanted to do. Had to go get new paper towels. Got more thinner. Had to run to Tulsa, which is about 10 miles away. Red Scotch Brite, all kinds of stuff. Just resupplied everything basically. And so I did that. Ate lunch, worked out, blah blah blah. It's like life really gets in the way sometimes of what you think you're going to get done and what you get done. But so back to fire station tomorrow, and then my next deal will be to wipe these with filler and get them in high build after I get the filler block down and everything, and basically in the same position that that hood or that trunk and that door's in. I'll just keep picking away a couple parts at a time, and I'd really like for it to get nice out again before. I'd like to take that car out back and strip it out back to keep all the nasty ass, sorry ass red primer, Daryl, off the car. But yeah, that was just for you, buddy. And I may just do that, may just wait to strip the top and all that kind of stuff. But that's it for now. That's probably it for today. I'll go in and upload the video. Like I said, I didn't get a whole lot done, but you know, got something done. Sam, I hope that kind of helps you out. Guys, if you would, be sure and comment, especially Matt, Shut Your Face Garage, on this primer. Using this heat gun to cure it out a little faster is a bad idea. If it is, I won't do it anymore, but just kind of let me know what you think. Alright guys, you have a good one. See ya. Hey Sam, I also wanted to tell you that I reduced that primer by about probably 15-20%, and so it says you can go up to 25% and be fine, so I tried to keep it kind of in the middle of that. So that may have helped it spray out a little bit better, maybe not set up quite so quick in the gun. So that's just another thing I did. So alright, see you guys. See ya.